Hello, 大家welcome to my channel. I'm actually a game nerd and a self-learner of English from China. Today, let's continue spy on Ishowspeed's trip to China. He just hit 38 million followers in Hong Kong, and so far this whole China trip has gained him over a million new followers, which is honestly such an impressive achievement. To most Chinese netizens, Speed comes off as a really cannibal boy. Even his Tugati body has gained a lot of attention. People think they are very patient, well-mannered, and gentle. They treated fans who came up for selfie or bought him gifts really kind, even when the crowd got so packed that no one could move. Yeah, and throughout the trip, they never acted arrogant or entitled. Maybe it was all part of their image. Who knows? But at least they did their homework and showed a lot of respect. Now compared to these two, some other influencers we have seen before, there were those crazy poor brothers. For example, they went to Japan and caused all kinds of trouble, disturbing locals, acting wild, and even filming the body of someone who had passed away in the forest. When people called them out, they didn't even sincerely apologize. And then this Asian American guy who went to Hong Kong bothering elderly people who didn't speak English. He gave his leftover ice cream to them like it was a kind of gesture. Saying because he didn't want to waste the food. But come on, we all know that wasn't respectful.
Thoughts?
I don't understand. Let's stop.
Hey, you guys have a happy ending?
Then he refused to apologize and even mocked Chinese people online, saying, I'm Asian, so I can joke like that to Asian people too. Like, really? Is that how you guys joke with each other in the States? And don't even get me started on this guy. He's already infamous in Japan, and now he's talking about coming to China. Honestly, he's welcome to visit, but if he dares to pull the same stunts here, don't be surprised if freedom and democracy won't save you. I mean. Anyways, let's stop wasting time on these clowns. Let's talk about something else that's been trending on Chinese social media during the Speed trip. Speed's trip overall has been very positive, except for one person, the guy in the flower suits, who was acting as his translator. Surprisingly, this translator is not Chinese, but a Vietnamese American living in China. He messed up a lot of translations and even insulted fans and Chinese women during the live stream. Now he's facing huge backlash on Chinese social media. This same guy has over 7 million followers on Douyin, which is China's TikTok. And in the past, he even married a Chinese woman to try to get a Chinese green card, only to cheat on her with a flight attendant. So yeah, this guy already had a pretty questionable past, and this live stream just exposed his true color. He later put out an apology video, but it was so fake. Instead of owning up to anything, he just made excuses, saying this is how Americans talk. Really? Is that true? Is this really how Americans communicate? Now compare that to how Speed handled the situation. His reaction showed so much emotional intelligence. For example, there was this one moment in Barbershop. Speed wanted a haircut and asked if they could do it. The Chinese barber's exact words were, "It's not easy to cut," because they'd never worked with dreadlocks before and didn't know how to handle that hair texture. But the floral suit guy translated it as, "He said your hair is too raggedy." Excuse me, can someone explain to me what raggedy really means? Is it okay to say that about someone's hair? Speed didn't fall for it. He clearly didn't believe the barber would say something that rude. So he asked someone else to translate. And when a second translator showed up, the floral suit guy started making excuses, saying he's just filtering it with his high IQ. Like, what? Did he seriously think no one in China would understand English? After the incident, this guy tried to defend himself in his so-called apology video. He said Speed is just that kind of person, so he made that joke based on Speed's usual style. But I have to ask, is that really how you Americans joke with each other? Later on, Speed actually walked away, clearly upset, but even then he refused to believe the barber had said something disrespectful, and was even trying to defend the barber. That really shows the difference. Compared to the guy in the floral suit, Speed was being thoughtful and kind. The moment that really shocked people was when this guy said, his fans are freaking scary. They're not normal. And right away, Speed clapped back with, you are the one not normal. He tried to tame things down by saying he wasn't talking about the Chinese fans, but all fans in general around the world, because many of them act crazy in video. But I just don't get it. Does that make it okay then? He said that in front of everyone while live streaming to fans. What was he even thinking? And again, Speed's response was quick and direct. You're the one who's not normal. That's emotional intelligence right there. Now, what really upset a lot of Chinese viewers the most was when this guy said he wanted to introduce Speed to some Chinese chicks. So I'd really like to ask, is the word chick how you usually refer to women in the US? Does it not have any objectifying or sexual undertones? Would you ever call your mom, sister, or aunt a chick? Let me tell you, in China, that word is a big no-no. Not mention he wanted to introduce a chick. What does that mean? And don't come at me with that China doesn't have freedom of stuff. In China, we believe freedom shouldn't mean punching downward. Freedom doesn't mean you get to insult people just because you want to. And obviously, Speed understood that right away. He stood his ground and clearly said no. Now this guy had been living in China for so long. Don't tell me he didn't know. Maybe he was used to messing around in private, just like he cheated his wife, thinking no one would call him out. But now it all came out in public, and he couldn't hide it. Afterwards, he still tried to defend himself, saying Speed had chicks in Korea, Japan, Thailand, so he thought he should get one in China too. But even Speed himself had learned from his past mistakes and knew that this is not okay in China. Meanwhile, this guy all dressed up in a flashing suit still doesn't get it. He even boasts that he is separating Chinese culture. What kind of Chinese culture are you separating? Oh, he also tried to get Speed to call him daddy in Chinese. And then there was that moment where he kept repeating the Chinese word that, the one that sounds close to the N-word in English, despite the fact that it's a totally normal word in China. But he's an American. His native language isn't Chinese. He definitely knows what that word sounds like in English. Yet he went right up to Speed here and kept saying it over and over. Was that an accident or just do it in purpose? Who knows? This guy acted all superior, like he's some big shot. He looked down on the fans, looked down on women, even tried to lecture Speed like he was some kind of mentor. It was honestly exhausting to watch, but Speed avoided every trap with such skill. He's clearly way smarter than people give him credit for. Even though he's only 20, you can tell he's really grown up a lot. Yes, he's done some wild stuff in the past. Yes, he made mistakes, but this time you can really see that he's learning from them, and he's genuinely improving. That's why so many people love him. I'd say at least 80% of the comments about him in China are positive. The only ones complaining are the people who don't know him and are just annoyed by how many clips of him are going viral everywhere. Yeah. He may have gained attention through crazy wild actions, but what's keeping him going is his emotional intelligence and respect for others. That's something all online influencers should learn from. Whether it's real or part of act, never trade your morals for temporary attention. Always remember, freedom that punches downward isn't real freedom. We should aim higher, we should go further. Let's just grow together, okay? Alright, that's all for today's video. Thanks for watching, and as always, if I said anything wrong or something confused you, feel free to correct me. I really appreciate it. So until next time, stay safe, stay positive, and peace. Bye bye. 再见。